Yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about this Cyprus and give you my angle on something else too, because well, just putting two and two together is pretty simple. The planes going from Russia to Cyprus were jam packed. There wasn't any seats available recent days, and it wasn't tourist season at all. So Russians were rushing down to Cyprus on every flight there was, and you know why? It wasn't your average Russian. It was the guys that were ready to lose some money, right? So now they're talking about they might need the Russians back down on. There's no deal on them getting bailed out. Now follow me through, because this is exactly what I'd be advising them. I know what they're doing. I mean, I don't know, but freaking have to be an idiot not to. I don't think anybody on the internet is even telling you this, but since I work for Devils and I advise Devils and I tell them the right moves, I wouldn't have bailed out Cyprus. I'd be going down there making sure my money's good. You ain't touching my bank accounts. Period. So I guarantee you all their money's secure. That's why those planes were full with Russians going down there. Hey, they ain't touching our money. So now the percentage they're talking about that they have to get out of bank accounts might be higher. But nobody's saying that the Russians went down there to secure their deposits. But all the planes were full, and you can kind of just figure this out. What the hell they think they went down there to say hello? No, they want to make sure their money's okay, right? I'm sure their money got wired out of there probably right off the bat. Just be guessing on this, but that's what I think happened. The biggest depositors rule, man. Money talks. And there's a lot of, everybody in Cyprus was afraid to vote for the bailout. So 36 said no, 19 abstained, nobody voted for it. So nobody touched their money. So I'd imagine all these people who went down there. Now, they're not getting bailed out in Cyprus, right? By the Russians. Now, if I was their accounting guy, you know what I'd be telling them? Don't bail them out either. Why would you want to do that? You know what's going to happen? As soon as the banks and certain banks or all the banks in Cyprus fold up, they're going to have liquidation sales on assets on every single loan they have out there. There to be immediate sales. So why would you bail out the banks when you can use your money to buy up all that stuff cheap? In other words, you'd be getting it way cheaper. Right? So that's what they're going to be doing, I would imagine. And they probably got their money out of it, and basically it's a fire sale, which has been coming up. So as soon as there's a collapse in the banking system, Russian money will come in there and just buy up everything real cheap. That's what's going to happen. And it looks like, everybody that's small is getting screwed. So, actually, I don't know this for a fact, but you know what? If I was actually the guy advising them what to do, that's what I'd be telling them to do. Just wait. Let the whole thing collapse, and you get everything cheap. So, that's what business is about, actually. That's exactly what you do in business. So, that's probably what's going on. They probably got their money out, and they're all set, just pulling back, waiting for the freaking cards to fold. And the only people that are going to get screwed is the small people. So, I'm going to tell you this as advice. Probably better off start taking some of your money out of the freaking bank and actually keeping it in gold and silver. Which, that's going to be one of your only options left. Because this kind of stuff is actually going to start coming down the road sooner or later. And when you got a forced liquidation of something, you know what happens with those prices. Those prices go way down. So whatever, if these banks look like they're going to be collapsing in Cyprus, so all the loans they hold, guess what happens? They're going to sell off those assets real cheap. And you know what money's going to be in there ready to buy them back, right? So why would they bail out Cyprus, right? They're going to get a better deal this way. And that's just how it works. So, I don't know this for a fact, but, hey, 2 plus 2 equals 4, 3 plus 2 equals 5, right? What do you think's going to be going on? What do you think? It's a pretty likely scenario, but anyway, I figured I'd just put this out here because you know, a lot of people dwell on the Rothschilds, and that's basically how the Rothschild types make money. What do you think? They're not stupid. It's how they make money. Actually, you think about it, a lot of people will be doing that too. Say, for instance, you know, bank told you to pay back your mortgage or something like that, and you're like, screw them. And you know, if you knew they're going to fall apart, and you could pay back the mortgage for 25% later on after they have to buy it back. Somebody else has to buy back the mortgage. Say it was a scenario, you'd be doing the same thing. And so that's more than likely what they're going to be doing. Banks liquidate. They're going to sell off. You know, in other words, they're going to sell off all their assets that they have loans out there for. And since it'll be like rapid sale, and there's going to be so much stuff put on the market, stuff's going to be cheap. It's going to be who has the money. And I'm figuring those planes were full of Russians making sure they got their money. So you're going to be in there ready. So that's what I think is going to happen. So but beware, this is what's going to happen probably everywhere. Piece by piece by piece. So silver and gold, man. Silver and gold. And yeah, fiat cash, but mainly silver and gold, because basically there's going to be a run on trying to get silver and gold at some point in time. And it's probably, you know, we're talking about the peak is going to be about 2017, 2018. And let's say it's going to be at least $150 an ounce for silver at that time. Now, in between that time, it's going to bounce off at like 70, 75, maybe 105, and that type of stuff. There's going to be a couple peaks in between there. So we might actually see a decent run up this year too. Depends on what happens. Fear factor is everything. And once the average person gets fearful, gold and silver go up. We just want to give you a little insight what probably is going on behind the scenes. You don't see this in any article specifically, but I would pretty much bet that's what's going on. They're waiting for the stuff to collapse. And when those banks have to sell off those assets that they have loans out there for, they're going to go cheap. And the goods and the money are to get the stuff for nothing. Scoff it up.